I'm back in Umeå after some vacation, Eastern vacation in Luleå. It's been a great time. I had the ability to, well, the opportunity, I would say, to train at a gym called North Pole in Luleå, which is a really great gym, great people, coaches, and I even got the chance to teach in one of the classes. So I had a really great time, even though I've been, I've been abroad, I was about to say, but usually when you go on occasion you maybe don't get the time to train and kind of slacking off, but I got the opportunity to train, so I'm really happy. Anyhow, I was thinking about what I was going to talk about in this video, and I landed on, as you know, by now I've been training Brazilian jiu-jitsu for 12-13 years, I think. Kind of lost count. I currently own a brown belt, and I think it's the last stretch to actually receiving my black belt somewhere in the future, which would be fun, because my goal when I started to train was to I started to train at a kind of, I was around 30 years old, so I was kind of old when I started to train. So I thought that my goal was to get blue belt before I retire, and I would be done with that. Thing is that I kind of went obsessed with it, and now I actually have a brown belt, so I'm really happy for it, and I'm really proud for what I've done at my age. I'm 41 now. Anyhow, at our gym, besides Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, we also have kind of a side thing, which is self-defense for women at Sundays. Me and my coach started it for, it's been 5 years now, I think. As we have had some sexual predators in Umeå for, I think it was 15 years ago now, and we wanted to do something for the girls and women in this city to make them feel more safe. Of course, self-defense is kind of, to say, I think it's a hard topic to approach, because you have so many traditional forms who also proud themselves with being self-defense, which is probably true in some way, but probably not true in some other ways. I won't talk down to another form or martial art, because I think every martial art, no matter what, have some kind of purpose. Also, you have to remember that there are a lot of history in martial arts. Many of the techniques are old things which maybe was meant for an older era. Techniques who are meant for disarming people with a sword, for example, or a staff, or stuff like that. There's the thing, some martial arts can be hard to use in modern age, I would say. But with that said, nothing is useless, I think. Anyhow, I was just thinking about talking on the subject of self-defense and how we see it here at our gym. First and foremost, I think we have our class for women at Sunday, and it's always free of charge, because we think that self-defense shouldn't be anything you should pay for. It should be something that every girl can come and train without having to pay anything, because it's such an important thing. So therefore we pride ourselves with always having free classes. And the thing is, I think with self-defense, is that you have to remember that the one who trains it isn't a fighter, or the goal shouldn't be to become a fighter. Of course, a person as me, or as an MMA fighter or a BJJ practitioner who have trained for several years, will have a high chance to survive if you get attacked, of course. But if you come and train for self-defense, I don't think you have the goal to become a fighter, or you do not want to spend several years to learn something. It's more like you want to be able to use it right now, which can be really hard because you still have to train and you still have to practice. But my point is that we have boiled it down to a toolbox which are kind of small. So we have few techniques, but try to pick the techniques which are useful and easy to learn. It's of course BJJ based, for in some way at least. Of course you have stuff in BJJ which isn't which is legal legal, which you will count on the streets, and that is punches and also other type of attacks, weapons maybe. So we have to take that in accountability. But we have tried to take away the sport part of BJJ and keep techniques which are useful for people who are smaller and which can make them feel more safe. Then we also base our self-defense on de-escalate the situation. If you get on the ground, get up and get away instead of full force attack, because we think that if you retaliate or if you escalate the situation, things can get even worse. So the best thing you can do is get up, run, get help, and that's the some people say that practice running or track might be the best self-defense, and I just personally might agree to that actually, because if you can get up and run away, the attacker can't pursue you. So that is a good thing actually. And even though we don't practice running, we practice techniques like tactical stand-up, keep distance, and just try to get away from the attacker. But also, if you end up in a dicey situation on the ground with someone in between your legs or someone on top of you, we have things from BJJ which can end the situation too. So we have every level of every threat level, I would say. So that is the thing we train with the girls. Also, another aspect of self-defense which I think is more important, and that is that is to put more self-confidence in the girls and the women who come in and train. Because I have seen that a woman or a girl who have a certain type of self-confidence, they seem to have a less chance to be attacked. I used to say that if you have two bicycles standing next to each other, one is locked and one is unlocked, the bike thief will probably, in 9 out of 10 cases, steal the bike without a lock, because it will be easier. And I think it's the same thing with self-confidence. If you believe in yourself and if you can carry yourself with a certain type of confidence, it will show, and that will also mean that the attacker might think once or twice before attacking you, or even just go to another person who seems like more of a victim. I don't like to say the word victim, but of course you don't want them to attack anyone, but in this case, if you look to yourself, I think self-confidence is a really important thing. And with training at us, we try to sow this little seed with self-confidence in the girls, and in my opinion, that is one of the most important things. Also, when it comes to practicing, you need to drill stuff, and therefore many things we do are, well, that's because we have so few stuff we do, because instead of having a large toolbox, we have a small toolbox so you can drill the stuff, and even things you can drill at home with the partner at home, or just practicing shrimping, practicing tactical stand-up and stuff like that. So we emphasize on those things in the training. Yeah, that's about how we train. And I think the most important aspect of how self-defense should be taught is it should be free, as I said, because it's not anything you can put well, it's not anything you should make money of. Also, it needs to be a small toolbox, because the ones who want to try self-defense do not have a goal to be a fighter, and be a fighter in the ring or on the mat is a different thing than being taught to defend yourself on the streets. And also the thing about self-confidence, which I think is a large portion of the self-defense. I think it's the first defense before getting attacked, and when you get attacked you need to have the other tools too. Becca at Everyday Self-Defense have a lot of good thoughts from a girl's perspective, and also a lot of techniques. I will link the channel so you can look there, and I will try to put down some techniques we use at our self-defense too, but hers are kind of similar, and she has the same type of thinking about self-defense as we do here in Umeå. So I really like her work, and it will be fun to actually make something together someday, or train together, but we'll see. She's in US and we're in Sweden, so you never know. Yeah, that's about that. Do you have any comments about self-defense? Comments about traditional martial arts, countering self-defense aspect, or just want to have some opinion about anything? Leave a comment down below. Leave a like if you like my content, and of course subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it. And I will see you in my next video, which will be probably next week as usual. I will try to keep this up with one video a week. I tried to do 2 videos for a while, but with my schedule it's kind of too hectic. So I will try to put up a video on Wednesday or Thursday. So tune in those days and there should be something up, big or small. Anyhow, have a great day and see you later. Bye.